The Boston Celtics are currently up 2-1 on the Golden State Warriors heading into tonight's NBA Finals Game 4. So beforehand, before the tip-off, I thought we could take some time and revisit the series and talk about some takeaways so far and see what each team can do to not only maintain their lead for the Celtics, but to gain some traction in the series for the Warriors. To backtrack, I did have the Warriors winning the series in 7. My logic behind it was I saw Steph Curry being the best player in this series to me, and also I saw the many offensive weapons that the Warriors have currently is a lot different from what the Celtics have faced throughout the entire playoffs. And also the system that they are in is also the most complex that they have seen. So barring what adjustments the Celtics could make, I thought it was very reasonable to say that the Warriors could win in 6 or 7. But as of the time of this recording, like I mentioned earlier, the Celtics are up in the series, and I'm starting to feel differently. To me, what the Celtics have been able to do in this series has started with their defense, of course. Initially in game 1, they started guarding Steph in drop coverage, which was very shocking to me. Steph Curry is universally renowned as the greatest shooter of all time, greatest three-point shooter of all time. So it was a little jarring to see how they initially decided to defend Steph was to give him more space to shoot. But however, they throughout the series have adjusted and they begun to show more on screens that Steph is playing on, that Steph is the primary ball handler on, and that has boded well for them. There have been moments where Steph has looked somewhat human throughout the series, and that has helped the Warriors, or that has helped the Celtics become more able to stop the Warriors as a whole. If you stop Steph, at least throughout this series from what I've seen, if you stop Steph and what he's able to create, the Warriors haven't really found a way to create offense outside of that, at least on a consistent basis. Secondly, to me, the size that the Celtics have in their front court has been a lot for the Warriors to manage as well. The Celtics having Al Horford and Robert Williams down in the post has really made scoring inside a difficult thing for the Warriors to do throughout the series. It has made rebounding a difficult thing for them to do throughout the series. As a matter of fact, there is one instant where I legitimately saw Robert Williams snatch the ball out of Draymond's hand as they were both going up for a rebound. And that was kind of the sort of hallmark's a strong word. That was kind of a synopsis. That particular play was kind of a synopsis of what I saw. The Warriors were getting out-punked on the glass, especially in game 3. Another thing that the Celtics have been able to do is force turnovers. Granted, that is also because of sometimes the Warriors' tendency to be lackadaisical with the ball, but also there are moments where the Celtics have been able to force turnovers. And that has gone pretty well for the Celtics so far, because this is a team that in the open floor, they have guys that are able to create like that. They have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown that are able to create in an open floor setting. So getting those guys out there is really important to them and has been really beneficial to them as well. Now, for the Warriors, I think being down 2-1 isn't the end of the world currently, but game 4 is a must-win game for them. I don't see a situation where this Boston Celtics team gives up a 3-1 lead. So obviously Golden State has to tie it tonight. Golden State has to tie it tonight. How they can do that to me is initially they were really able to force Boston to make turnovers in game 2. Jason Tatum, for reference, Jason Tatum had 13 assists in game 1. And he was able to find his guys in the corner for three-point opportunities, on the wing for three-point opportunities. Their Golden State's defense, at least in a perimeter sense, they were very willing to let Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Derek White beat them rather than Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum do most of the damage. And granted, they did live with that as the Warriors lost game one. But in game two, what I seemed to notice was that they were able to force Jason Tatum to be more of a playmaker, but they cut off the passing lanes that he would normally get in game one, and it forced a lot of turnovers for the Boston Celtics. And when the Boston Celtics rack up the turnovers, they have been historically bad, and it just adds to the Warriors already being a great offense, and the system that they run. Getting those extra possessions is very important for them. So I would like to see more of what they did in game two being brought to game four. I liked the aggressiveness that was shown. I thought that Boston was a little rattled by the physicality in game two, and I would like to see more of that if they are going to win in game four tonight. Overall, I am looking forward to a great game four. I think that each team here has things from certain games that they've won that they'll be able to bring into game four. But I also think that, coaches that are brilliant as Ime Udoka and Steve Kerr will definitely have a few cards up their sleeves. I'll be looking forward to discussing those with you guys soon. This is me signing off. Have a good rest of your night.